and it's talking about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. What do you think?
That is the craziest set of real court TV that I've ever seen. It is Amber's a horrible actress.
You know I was joking, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's watching right now, so they won't have to put up with that.
Two watching, and it's
We got
probably
two.
the both of us.
That must be because they want to hear more about Amber Heard. You guys can put in chat if you want to hear about them. No, I'm kidding.
You know, the memes are hysterical, though.
Watching right now, so they won't have to put up. Anyway, so we're going to talk about where's my list? Where's the list you're just putting together?
Continued down market and why you should chill.
Why you should chill. People need to chill the fuck out. They need to move on with their lives, do something else for a while. Apparently, everybody who's in the crypto market feels that it needs to be going up, up, up all the time. That would mean that none of them has been through the 2017 crash. So, welcome to your first super real crash.
Well, just like the stock market, this stuff is normal, right? This up and way down. We're only used to way up, right? Because for the past year and a half, yeah, I mean, past year and a half, it was just up, 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 up. Nothing would happen. You get a little blip here or there. You made some wild swing trades on a few tokens, and life was fantastic. And then all of a sudden, whammo, and here we are.
Well, remembering back how it was in 2017, I had gotten into crypto in 2017, and things were going up. It was great. Bitcoin was at like 5,000. You buy a few $100s of Bitcoin, it was doubling and doubling and doubling again. And it's like, wow, look at that. It's never going to end and stuff. And it gets up to 20,000. I think it was around Christmas time. That's when things went to shit. And then after that, it just went down for months. And I mean, it hit rock bottom, I think, by March of 2018 or later. No, March of 2019. It just kept going down because it stabilized for a while and kept going down. And I just got away from it. I just went and did something else. I had a life. I did more stuff with my job. And so that's now that I do crypto, I'm just working on building now. I'm working on crypto projects. One of them, of course, being the zip bugs. But you got to start doing the things that everybody does during this time. That's why markets go up. But I think people keep. I'm reading our Discord, the CryptoFaz Academy Discord, and everybody's like, all crypto's going through the floor, and this particular coin is crap now. Gala is crap now, and it's like, you do realize that the whole market's going down, right? So it's like, oh, Gala's supposed to stay up while everything else goes down, huh? So people need to just chill out.
Well, okay, let me throw my 2 Satoshis in here on this. So first of all, you have your 2 types of people in crypto, right? You have your traders or your hodlers. Those are your 2 base models. So if you're a trader, there is no reason why you still can't be making a ton of money. We're seeing 10, 20, 30% swings on a lot of these. I have my phone set for notifications for coin stats, and all day long my phone is dinging at me, and it's telling me there's one called Cube. I don't even know what it is, but Cube goes up and down 10% like for the past 2 weeks, like 4 times a day. Ren, I had a little bit of that about a year ago. I got rid of that, but Ren up 12%, down 8%. So traders can still make money or tokens or whatever you want to call it in this market.
Well, it's times like this.
Hodlers.
It's times like this, actually. Sorry. Well, I was just going to add to that. It's times like this when things are very choppy. Okay, fine. If you're convinced that the market's going down, start shorting things. I got an idea. Just use some money to short with, and the rest of the money to expect it to go up. That way, you get it either way.
Well, and with these wild swings, you can still make money with these wild swings. It doesn't matter what the price of the token is. If you know, if a token went from $1 to 20 cents, but it's going between 10 and 20 cents all day, you're still making money. Second of all, now please don't go get wrecked when I say this, but we've mentioned Poloniex for a while now. They've got bots and they're free to use. Those can do the trading for you automatically. So if you look into that, that can make you some money. On the hodler side, you shouldn't be upset either because your job is to collect as many tokens as humanly possible for the hopefully next big run. Okay, hopefully you pick the right tokens that are going to run up with the rest of the market. So now you should
Not
be
financial
very
advice.
happy that you can buy everything on sale. You're getting big movers like Litecoin, right? Litecoin, I like a dummy. I didn't sell what I had at 124. It's down at like 63 at this point. So there's solid coins and tokens that are at half price. You're getting a 50% off
You
sale.
think Litecoin is solid?
Yeah, I do. Well, they just put Mimbleweb in, and that's a huge
Mimblewimble?
upgrade. Yeah, Mimblewimble is what they call it.
It's like a
It basically
security.
updated the consensus mechanisms to make it smoother, kind of like the Taproot
I
with
thought it was
Bitcoin.
supposed to make it like Monero or something more secure.
Part of it is that it makes it more secure as well. Yeah.
So
Um,
it doesn't
but
matter.
the hodlers are looking like 5 years out. So if you're buying cheaper today, so if you're a trader, you're making money. If you're a hodler, you're making money. Either way, you're achieving your objective.
Well, if you're losing money right now, that means you've only really been in crypto for, about a year or two, unless you've just made bad choices. I mean, if you've been in for a few years and you've been through the last downturn, it's just, okay, do what you did the last time or learn from what you did the last time. I mean, I just, last time before, in 2017, I just stopped buying. I just go about my life and, do my job and stuff. And I did keep buying actually. Around March of 2019, the market looked like it had bottomed out, and so I bought a bunch of stuff then. So yeah, if it looks bad, take $50, take $100, put it in there. I mean, it was not financial advice though. Just, I'll say that's what I did, and it seemed to work out pretty good.
Yeah, it. I would love, believe me, I would love to be able to just, like I have over the last 6 months, just push a button and get a whole bunch of money in my account. So I can go buy cool shit with it. But right now, I'm not selling a thing. I'm letting it sit, and I'm
And
gonna
lose
wait
value?
for.
You're letting it lose all that value?
There is no value. It's worthless. It's all worth zero until you cash it in. There's no value to that. Okay, and a lot of people don't realize that. They say they're losing money. Well, you're losing money, as Faz has said many times. His phrase for that is money you've never had.
It's not real.
Yeah. So, remember, it's all an illusion until it's sitting in today in your bank account. All right.
Or you've spent it.
I mean, in the future, I don't think there's going to be bank accounts 10 years from now. I think it's going to be all digital wallets. I think everybody will be their own bank anyway. But for now, the reality hits in when it hits that bank account, and it's just like the early days of Gala, right? When you would buy an exemplar for 200,000 Gala tokens, right? And it was cheap. That was cheap back then, right? So now Gala's worth a lot more per token. So 200, you'd go nuts, and you wouldn't be scrambling to spend 200,000 Gala on an exemplar. It's all relative. You
Mr.
know, 5 years from now, the floor might be 80 cents, and you might be pissing and moaning that Gala's only at 80 cents and it's in the crapper, and I'm just going to sell everything and leave. It's all relative.
Mr. K here says he's trading NFTs during this terrible market. It offsets unrealized losses, but also helps increase the Gala bag. That's actually true. I've been noticing that people on OpenSea have been selling NFTs for Gala instead of Ethereum and stuff. Because Gala is so low, yeah, you certainly could sell NFTs. If you sell it for Gala, if Gala jumps up next week or something, I mean, you're gonna get quite a lot. And Gala's more likely to jump up a lot than Ethereum. So if you sell NFTs, it might not be a bad idea to sell it for Gala instead of Ethereum.
Yeah, I haven't been in my OpenSea all week. I'm gonna go have a peek, see what Gala things are going for these days. Um, you know, with down markets, with up markets, there's a lot of ways that you can still make money. We talked about a few, Mr. K, with the NFTs, absolutely. I don't know if I've mentioned it on here. I know I've talked to you, Faz, about it, but I've been picking up because gas is so low, right? Because Ethereum's in the crapper. Gas is like ridiculously low. I picked up some stuff last week. Um, I'm into these ENS domains, the .eth domains, and I've been buying those like crazy.
Are they
And
cheaper now?
I the fee to get it set up is way cheaper. The first ones I bought, gas was still ridiculously high, and first two I bought, in order to mint them, it cost me like $140 a piece for the first two. And then I'm like, oh, hell with this. I'm going to wait till gas drops. And so when gas dropped a couple of weeks ago, I said, ooh, I can probably go mint those super cheap. So I minted a bunch super cheap. You you can go in and you can extend how long it's annually renewable, right? So you have to pay an ETH fee every year to renew them. But you can renew to infinity years, okay? Right off the bat, you can just hit extend and it'll say extend till when. You can roll down to like 2050 if you want. So I extended all mine. The ETH
How much does it cost?
Gwei, the ETH Gwei was at 7. So it cost me like 24 cents a year to increase. So I did all of them for like 5 years and it cost me like $1. I mean, it was
Oh,
fantastic.
that's a good idea. I think I'll do that.
Yeah. So wait till gas is low. Gas, I looked earlier, it was at like 42 Gwei, which is still cheap, but later on tonight, in probably 3-4 hours, it should drop under 20. So you can get, I mean, dirt cheap. If you go buy any of those .eth domains, it's ENS domains. If you look that up, let me see what my link says here. app.ens.domains. And if you go there, you can search at the top, connect your wallet, your MetaMask, and go have some fun. But there's a ton of, you can pretty much take any of those. Now, the beauty with these is that you can use them with a Bitcoin address as well. It's not just for ETH. So you can set a ton of different tokens, and with the supported wallets, which are almost all the major ones, you can send to Titan.eth. That's not my real one. I'm just using an example. That one was already taken, damn it. Titan.eth, and you can send Bitcoin to that, and it'll show up in my wallet. It's fantastic. So I'm buying a bunch of these. I'm squatting on a bunch of them. I got some really good ones, and I was telling LawTank, I got lawtank.eth. I picked up mirandusmaster.eth. I've got a few. So I'm betting on these. They're super cheap to buy. You can get them now total all the way through total cost if gas is reasonable around 20-30 gwei. It'll cost you like $25 to get one of these. And some of these sell for a ton. So come up with some unique names. It's popular but not very popular. So there's still a lot of really juicy ones that you can pick up. That might be good something, but of course you're going to have to hold that in your wallet and wait too. Wait till it becomes more popular. You'll see them all over Twitter, actually. You can link it to your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram. I mean, it's kind of a neat thing, and it's catching on more and more all the time. I think those are going to be some good ETH spent there.
So was it you that told me about Gala.com?
Yeah, I sent you that article.
If you go to Gala.com, it just says coming soon, but you see all sorts of things like Vox and Fuzzles and Townstar and stuff. So
yeah,
I wonder
they just bought it, according to that article I sent you. It was a big transaction too. Gala paid out of their ass for that, apparently.
Is that public?
You can find it. Yeah. I didn't go that deep. I forget what the hell article it was. I sent you like 5. I don't know which one it was.
The Internet Archive has nothing on Gala.com. That's interesting.
Yeah. Is it this one?
Oh, yeah, they do. I was doing it wrong. Okay.
Yeah, the domain name was sold by Media Options. What's that? It's probably a company that was squatting on it. As confirmed by CEO Andrew Rosner. Rosner was unable to comment on the details of the deal. It was likely a huge sale, though, probably one of the biggest of 2022 so far. With this acquisition, Gala Games is leveling up its digital identity, heading into an exciting time for the company.
Looking at the Wayback Machine, this apparently used to be part of Gala Biotech, bringing proteins to life. So...
Oh, look at this. Media Options is a broker. So Gala called, it'd be my guess. Gala called and said, what do we got to do to get this? Can you go find out who owns it and we'll buy it? And so...
article you found?
MediaOptions.com is the broker. It's the James Names.
Apparently it stopped being used, looks like in 2019. So... Probably some broker. They sold it to a broker. Wow. Well, isn't 2018, 2019 when Gala even started becoming a thing? Maybe they knew. Yeah, it was Gala Biotech. Interesting.
Yeah. So that's some big news there.
Well, that actually goes to show an example of what I was saying. When markets are down, people start building. People start putting their heads down and just going to work, because that's how you get in a market. Really, what happens in reality is you start building, and then when the market decides to go back up, you'll have something. So it's not like any of these coins that it's their fault that they're going down. It's because the market's down.
So with building, I've accomplished quite a bit, actually. The last 2 weeks, I finished putting up the sound buffers in my studio here. I installed LED lighting, which is fantastic. I turn on the red at night, which helps me fall asleep. I'm not wide awake from all the 4100K lights I had in here before. That was a big accomplishment. It took me a while to get that finished. And I took the plunge after wanting to throw my computer out the window. I finally won the battle with a Dell machine to be able to install Linux on it.
Linux, not Linux.
I call it what I can call it.
I can hear the difference.
And you'll like it, mister. So with Dell, you got to jump through all kinds of hoops, like shutting this secure thing off and turning this that way, turn this plug off, then rearrange this all in the BIOS. I mean, I must have flashed it like 9 times and finally got it to work. But the reason I'm doing that is I have a couple of websites I'm building. One of which is a podcast site, one of which is a learning platform for crypto. And I am going all in on that, meaning my payment provider is going to be a BitPay server, which is an open source project, and it's gaining a lot of traction. It runs off of a software, sort of hardware, sort of operating system, sort of all combined into one called Umbrel.
Umbriel?
And in order,
Umbriel?
UMBREL,
Umbriel.
however you want to pronounce that.
It's the moon of Neptune.
Yeah. So, in order to run that, you have to be on a Linux platform. So I did that. I know nothing about Linux, so I'm copying and pasting all these sudo commands. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm probably opening ports to hackers for all I know. But I followed it through. I got all this done, and I got the BitPay server up and running. So I will be able to, at absolutely no cost, except create invoices, create stores, create whatever I want, and it's no third parties involved at all. It goes straight from the website into my secure wallet, and I can direct that to any wallet I want, and there is zero fees, zero middlemen. I'm literally my own bank now.
Well, speaking of that, let's get back to crypto here. What do you think
That is
about
crypto.
Okay, close enough. Because you are that's pretty. I'm surprised you're doing that and you're not getting any money from that.
Getting money from that.
You're making a Bitcoin node or something, right?
Well, yeah, the Umbrel runs a full Bitcoin node and a full Lightning node with it. It's obviously not mining, but it's running a full node, so I'm contributing to the Bitcoin system. I'm donating my computer and internet to help validate blocks for everybody around the world.
All right. So, you going to get any of that Luna 2.0 that's coming out?
Well, I get it in the airdrop.
Oh, because you have it on BitTrue?
Yeah, no. Well, I know I don't have it on BitTrue. I have it. I downloaded TerraStation when I bought my $100 worth of the old Terra, the Terra Classic, I think they call it now. Bought that lottery ticket just in case, and so I downloaded it to TerraStation. I didn't want to leave it on an exchange because I was afraid if it folded like it did, I was afraid they were going to delist it and freeze it. So I wouldn't be able to move it. So I dumped it into the Terra wallet. So it's sitting there waiting to find out what's going to happen with this airdrop and everything else.
What do you think about what's been going on with Luna, about them actually making a Luna 2.0?
Well, first of all, there's all kinds of controversy, of course, because that's what Do Kwon wanted to do. And they put it to a vote, and somehow, magically, it went that way, even though everybody and their brother was screaming, no, we didn't vote that way. And exchanges were posting that it was like 90% to 10% with 100,000 voters saying that they didn't want that. It magically somehow ended up still being what he said the vote was.
Amazing.
So, yeah, I'm watching. I watch Twitter for that stuff, and I was watching it all. So I think, I think, I'm going to be blunt as always. I think if you go into that again after 2 failures on his part to build a stable coin, and you are going to FOMO into it for whatever reason, I'm just going to say you deserve what you get. That could be good. That could be bad. I, I personally, I don't think, I think it's going to get rugged again. I think he's going to pay back the billionaires who have a contract for his head out. And I think he's going to rug it again.
Well, you think Do Kwon rugged it the first time?
Okay, so I saw a Twitter feed earlier this evening, and there was one of the quote respectable people in the crypto community who posted an article that cited they now discovered it was 7 addresses that crashed it. Not one, like they originally said. Someone went in with Nansen and discovered that it was 7. So it was a coordinated effort, according to that article. And I mean, the details aren't even out yet. The postmortem isn't final. Everybody's still digging into it to see what the hell happened.
That's interesting. I I think somebody definitely wanted to rug the coin, but I'm not sure if it was him. Uh, they try that with Tether just a few days later, I thought.
Yes, they did. They depegged Tether momentarily. It could be, I mean, you want to be a conspiracy theorist and say it's the government for an excuse to jump into
Well, I
regulation.
would say it's somebody who's deciding to was deciding to do that. Maybe they were practicing with UST or something, and then tried to do it with. Wow, Materium just jumped up. That's interesting. Um,
Well,
Maybe they were practicing with UST.
yeah, I don't know. I it to me, I would not trust that project. I posted today and seen on Twitter about Thor Swap. I'm not sure if you saw that. I was like all over it. I talked about it on Faz Radio. I talked about it on CFA constantly. I was so bullish on this. They made the breakthrough with it's like a Uniswap place, right? And they were the first time to where they could get native assets onto it, meaning Bitcoin and Ethereum as native assets, not wrapped, none of that stuff. And it was working great, and everybody, this was, mind-boggling. They did something that people have tried to do for years and couldn't do. Well, it turns out they had pushed about how decentralized it was. And they got hacked twice within like 2 months, like major hacks, right? Well, they shut the network down, which tells me instantly they are nowhere near decentralized if they can push a button and shut it off. Okay. So they went in, it took them like 4 months to fix it. While they were doing that, now mind you, I was a liquidity provider on there. I took a big chunk of my Holo tokens and I dumped it on there. There was a pool for Holo Rune, and so I put a nice chunk in there and was making good returns on it. I mean, I was getting like 10-12% and I got like in 2 months before the hack, I had gotten like $60 already off of like $3,000 just in fees. I'm like, boy, I'll just let this sit as this catches on more. I'm going to make some decent money here. So at any rate, they get hacked. They shut everything down. In the meantime, no one can move anything, right? They quote, lock the liquidity pools. Well, when they fired it back up, they reset all the liquidity pools. So when they re-energized them or whatever they called it, the Holo Rune pair no longer existed. So I was liquidated and I lost about half of the assets. I just got back Rune, and it was only for about half of what I had put into it. So I went back and I says, okay, well, here's the thing. So they have an illiquid illiquidity insurance program so that you can't be, permanent loss if you've been on the platform for a certain number. I think it was like 100 days or something like that. If you provided liquidity for 100 days or something, they would guarantee it from the reserves. Well, they reneged on that because they were hacked. So the insurance that they offered never materialized. So I got pissed and took my money and ran from there. I'm like, yeah, this is bullshit.
I was a.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I'm almost done. I know I'm rambling, but
Mm-hmm.
this really pissed me off. So I get out of there and I watched them, on Twitter. I still have them in my Twitter feed. And they, of course, because of between the two hacks and people losing money in that liquidity pool, they can't get people to post liquidity there now. And you can see they were getting more desperate and more desperate and more desperate. And so finally they came out, I don't know, maybe 3-4 weeks ago with a program. They said, you can now single-sided liquidity provide for anything. We will use our reserve assets as the other side of that swap. So you can just do single. You don't even have to touch Rune or mess with that. Just, put your tokens in the pool. We need the.
Oh, and so when they crater, you'll have a lot of their tokens.
Yeah, so that was the incentive, right? Because they can't get people to provide liquidity. Well, I obviously after what happened, yeah, nobody wants to do liquidity there. So they tried that and it failed. And the tweet that I posted is a thread. And you go down through the thread and they're talking about, in a nutshell, how centralization is good. And decentralized isn't all it's kind of cracked up to be. And we really need to do this. And if the node owners had wanted a DAO, they would have created one before. There's no need for one now. So really what they're doing is they've realized that they can't make any money now. This team that created this can't make any money now as a decentralized entity. Only the node owners and the liquidity providers are going to be the ones making the money. So what they're trying to do is pull back and now justify being centralized so that they can be the focal point of where the money and everything flows into, and they'll just pay out, and it's turning into a complete shit show. And a lot of these so-called decentralized platforms either are already centralized or are starting to try and convince people or sell people on why they should be more centralized now, because the people are getting rich and the organizations are not, and they're pissed.
Okay, just beg for regulation then, because that's what's going to happen. The whole purpose of decentralizing crypto, in my understanding, was to get around existing systems. If things are going to be centralized, well, then that fits directly into existing systems, in which case you're definitely going to get regulated.
Well, and that's because that's where the money is. The people make the money. There's no one right now that is making money off of the Bitcoin platform itself, right? Their devs get paid by donations and foundations and trusts. It's not like there's a CEO of Bitcoin who is running part of that and collecting those fees. The people who are doing the work on the network, whether it's mining or being a developer for that, they're making their own money. And these teams that put these projects together, even at like gaming companies, even or Uniswap, they've got to have a centralized gig there. Otherwise, there has to be an aspect of it. Otherwise, they're not going to make any money. So it starts out, the very first line of this tweet from Thor, whatever his name is, that runs part of it over there, is people aren't, something along the lines of, people aren't going to work for free. That's slavery. So he's trying to immediately justify with his first sentence that they need to make money, and they're not making any money, and they're very unhappy about it. That's the tone that they set from the get-go. So you're going to sacrifice the decentralization that you promised and that you told people it was when we realized it wasn't. And now you're going to try and justify centralization? No. Projects like that just aggravate me to no end.
Well,
they sold it as a complete node-based. The nodes run the ecosystem and it's decentralized and yada yada. And here it turns out that it totally is not.
Okay, let's get back to what other projects are building right now. Didn't you say, weren't we talking prior to this, and you were telling me about Gala Games doing things in like Bahrain or some other things? Gala had its fingers in a bunch of pots.
Yeah, they do. They are moving and shaking at the moment. So for those of you who thought maybe Bitbender or any of the other colored names over there were just blowing smoke up your ass the last couple of months about being so busy and building and creating and the wonderful, it's going to be wonderful statements. So Faz and I were on a call earlier today, and I did a Google search and came up with a bunch of the stuff that they're doing. Gala is sponsoring. Did I send you that article or no?
Yeah, you did.
Have. Trying to find it here in that list I sent you. Well, here, let's look. So Gala Games, here it is. I found it. So Gala Games, and they've done this. I've seen them do this before. What they're doing is they're sponsoring or hosting an event in Dubai, and it's taking place tomorrow and Sunday. Where is this? Here it is. That site I was on wasn't loading. It's called Metacon. Now, when you read this article, Faz and I were talking about it, it could be that they're sponsoring these events to get the connections that they need, because this hits about 4 of the connections that they're looking at, right? What it is it's going to be focusing on blockchain gaming, tech, esports, NFT, Web3, art, entertainment, and more. They are going to feature in this, I guess, a character, and this isn't the same article, so it doesn't say what the character is. It's a Stan Lee created character from Marvel Comics. And a lot of this is around the film aspect of it, the cartoons, the comics. And it says here that the stage will be graced with speakers. Dr. Marwan Zurauni, member of the World Economic Forum, and the CEO of Dubai Blockchain Center, president of Blockchain, Jason Brink. They'll also be talking about metaverse real estate versus traditional real estate, the future of metaverse gaming, the evolution of NFTs, animation and movies and comics and Web3, future of music on Web3. So I think they do a lot of this sponsoring of these just to get those connections. And then they send Bitbender out there to make those connections and see what he can put, I would assume, in front of Eric
he's
for
going out there then?
A contact. Yeah, he's going to be a speaker, yeah. He'll be there tomorrow.
Okay, so that's why I get so interested in Gala Games, is because they spend most of their time just drumming up additional stuff. You can see it. It's pretty visible. I can tell that they're going to go someplace. Recently, people have been talking on the Discord about Myria and Rainmaker Games a lot, probably because I think you brought them up. I'm not sure. Rainmaker Games, I think you did, but maybe not Myria. But they seem to be having a very similar business plan as Gala Games, and I keep mentioning that Gala Games, yeah, that's probably a great business plan, but Gala Games is a couple of years ahead there. So they might eventually catch up and be a cool alternative, but at the moment they're not. Gala's going, in my opinion, they'll be riding on Gala's coattails.
It very well could. The other article, it's very poorly translated, as Faz pointed out when we were going through it. There was a release that you can find that was released on May 2nd. There's an affiliated company in Korea called Won Universe, WON Universe. And it says it signed a contract with the U.S. company Gala Games to supply a new project called Project CA. We have no idea what the hell that means. The contract, it says, was private at the request of the parties, but Project CA is an NFT-based game developed by Uniflow, which is a subsidiary of Won Universe. Now, here's the real interesting part. Won Universe is a comprehensive company that merged with the largest VR developer called One Mules and the number one graphic studio called Bombus. To date, those companies have 10 services in more than 200 jurisdictions in 10 countries around the world, and is in the process of building one of the biggest metaverse projects in Korea using VR and AR technology. So this could go along with the fuzzles. This could be part of that. This could be something to where they might incorporate VR into an existing or a new game. And it says that Gala Games will have global rights around Project CA. Now, I'm not sure that's a game. They don't, it could be translation, but they're not saying it's like a game they're going to create. It's a project. So it could be a lot of different things, however you want to look at it. But that is huge news if this is accurate. I have the source here, but I don't know how accurate they are. I don't know where they're getting their information. It lists the source as WeGem Gaming. So let me go there. They're into a lot of online sports and role-playing games.
So is this before or after South Korea banned blockchain games?
Their reporting is on May 2nd. So I would assume the deal was inked prior to May 2nd. And it was only like 2 weeks ago that they banned Korea.
Yeah, they
I think it was probably before.
Probably got wind of that deal. It was like, we better stop Gala's little pee-pee.
Maybe that's why they caught wind of Gala Games in the first place.
Well,
maybe that's how they found out.
That big Spider Tanks tournament televised in South Korea might have been a tell, too.
Well, yeah, and seeing that plus learning about the deal and who the hell knows what else. I mean, it makes me feel better because, again, one of the things I would bitch about constantly, both here and in the Discord, is, show me results. You can talk and hype everything to the moon, but results is what counts. And it looks like they really are moving, hustling, and shaking and trying to do everything they possibly can to improve where they are and what they're doing and how they're presenting it. I mean,
It might actually
assuming
help.
this is true.
It might actually help them to be announcing these kind of things more often. But a lot of times, in situations like this, I'm eating right now. A lot of times in situations like this, they're bound by their contracts not to announce it. So it's really kind of up to people like you and me to, hunt this stuff down.
Right. And you've got to learn how to use Google to search for the proper terminology. In order to get those results, you have to kind of massage the Google search bar. If you look up on YouTube, there's a lot of videos for advanced Google searches or pinpoint Google searches. It'll teach you how to put certain qualifiers and certain statements into the Google search bar that'll help narrow down yet broaden your search. And what I mean by that is it will focus the results a little bit better as well as broaden what that term means. Like if I put published, Gala Games published May 2022, foreign, and you put it in the order that you're supposed to put it in, and you format it correctly, it pulls up a whole set of things like I was finding that allow you to see the foreign news publications that are reporting on things. A big part of my research is running searches like that because it helps me dig a little bit deeper into an organization, or using that for people. It will find obscure things. Like if you just did a regular Google search for Gala Games News 2022, you would have to go to like page 35 to get the results I got on page 1. So it ferrets out those things and narrows the scope of it, but broadens how far it'll reach. Fantastic way to do some searches, and it gives you this wealth of information.
Uh-oh. Mr. Cood says that Jason won't be at Metacon. He's sick. Let me guess. He got COVID? He's been going to a lot of those
I saw him
super spreader
tweet
events.
Something. Yeah, he tweeted earlier this week that his family was sick. I didn't know he was sick.
I'm not sure I'd want to leave the country if my family was sick.
Well, I don't know if they would even let him on a plane if he's sick.
If the family's sick. Well, maybe it's monkeypox.
Well, don't get me started on the next pandemic.
Yeah, there's always another one coming. Well, yeah, let's not go there because pandemics are now political.
Yeah, they are. I got so much to say on that. I'll save it for my other
Darwin
podcast.
will sort them out.
Yeah, so looks like Gala's building. I'm building. Faz, what are you building?
Stuff, and my bugs. That's all you're
Stuff
gonna get.
and your bugs.
That's all you're gonna get.
Are you building Legos?
Could be. I'm building things like Legos. I do have Legos too.
You do. You build them with your son, don't you?
Mm-hmm. And my daughter. I buy all the sets because I never got Legos as a kid. And see, this is what happens when you get to be older, get to be in your early 50s. You start saying, "Fuck it, I'm gonna buy it." And then you buy the really expensive Ghostbusters car, like I got. You build it with your kids. I haven't bought.
So with. No, I was gonna say, with you being so quiet lately, you've got to be building some epic things. I can't wait to see what you pull out of this.
Well, people will find out eventually.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it's when Faz is quiet, it's just like me. I used to have to tell people, I'm quiet for a reason. If I'm quiet and silent and not around very much, it means I'm doing epic things. And so I think we're gonna pass that on to Faz. So if you don't hear from him or I've got most of my stuff pretty good. I'm also building. This is interesting. My wife is a ghost hunter.
Uh-oh. Oh no, this is
She
not crypto related.
it is.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna tie it in at the end. You'll see. I'm building up
It's
a
called
site for her.
cryptozoology. Cryptozoology, in case anybody wants to know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no. So I'm building that as well. So I will be back part time on
You're building
CFA.
a website, you said, for
Um,
that?
I'm gonna have time to pay more attention. I shouldn't say I'll be back. I never left, but I've just been very, very busy with my limited time. So I haven't engaged in CFA very much this week. I'll have some more time coming up. Things have calmed down now that I got Linux working. But it's going to be exclusively through the BitPay server as well. And it's going to allow for the content and her store to be totally crypto as well. There's going to be no credit card payments permitted. This is going to be the second of two stores I'm building that are going to be crypto only. I'm going to have a donation one on my other one. And then the next step after that, when those are up and running and the content's flowing on all three of those, I am going to try my hand at converting those and pushing, forwarding links to a Web3 domain, a cloned Web3 domain, so that it can be, you can put the MetaMask connect to it and work through the apps and work through a lot of that there. I've been doing some research on that, so I will be delving into the world of trying to connect the IPFS web to Web 2.
Okay. I just made a. I told you not to say anything about it, but I made another zip bug, which I'd like to give away to people who are listening. And I'm doing this really just to see who's listening, to be honest. But I made a bug. I made 3 of them, and I'm going to put a link in the Zip Bugs channel. Anybody who likes it on OpenSea, I'll send. Well, not anyone. The first 3, or I can't even say the first 3 because I don't know when they would like it. So I'm going to say 3 of the people that like it, I'll send one out to them.
Very cool. Your zip bugs are coming along well. Your glitch series as well. You mentioned you put another one up too that I haven't seen yet. I've been literally Faz and I normally talk at least once a day, if not more. And we talked for the first time this week just prior to the show. We've both been going at 100 miles an hour with our hair on fire. So for the first time in I think a year and a half, we haven't spoken in like 4 days.
All right, so do we got anything else? What do we got here? We want to talk to some people in the chat, or are we going to wrap this up?
Yeah. Anybody have anything in chat they want to talk about? Mark, hey, good. Glad you caught us live. Punjab, going back a little bit, staking it for 4 years to get all of your drop on the Luna. That would be a bunch of crap if that was the case. Varuk Assault, man, I want it now. But I want it now, Daddy.
A lot of people won't get that because they're too young.
Really? Nobody. That's
the
original Willy Wonka chocolate factory. Oh yeah, I guess that is the 70s.
Oh, I never saw the Johnny Depp version. Was she in there too?
No, well they had her character, but she wasn't as good. I did enjoy that though. The new remake. Usually I don't like the remade ones, but I really enjoyed that one.
Actually, if you watch that movie now, the one from 1971, now it's a bit more creepy than it as an adult than when you're a kid. Because as an adult, I mean, you can tell that the Gene Wilder character is actually bent. He has some real issues.
I think that's awesome. they used to be able to get away with a lot, like Blazing Saddles and all that. I mean, they won't touch that stuff nowadays at all.
Oh my
That
God.
that that humor is long gone. Even they used to have those Dean Martin roasts. I still watch those on YouTube. Those are hysterical. Don Rickles. I mean, they used to,
You're,
and this was
you're really
primetime
showing
TV.
your
They used to
age.
put this stuff on.
You're really showing your age now.
I'm not that old. I'm still early 50s.
All right. So we got anything else, or we gonna get out of here?
I don't think so. No one popped on with any burning issues. So this week we're gonna get back to building.
Yeah, we'll see
Share
if
with
we
us.
let's do some more research for next week, so people have something to look forward to. I think
Oh my
you had some
goodness.
good nuggets today.
Yeah. Those of you who are building something, talk about it in CFA. Share it with us. Faz and I both know a lot of people in a lot of industries, and some people in the crypto industry, of course. And if there's any resources we can point you towards to help you build what it is you're looking to build, please share with us what you're doing and what you're building. We'll support you however we can.
And then we'll announce it here.
Hey, we're about the community and this is for the community. So, using the immortal words, ask not what CFA
Okay.
can do for
Time to
you,
go. It's been
but
nice
what
talking
you
to
can
everybody.
do for CFA.
Can't find the off switch, guys, if that really helps. I see. So, here it is. All right. Talk to you guys later.